Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn the types of for loops. So why we need a for loop? For loop allows us to repeat a block of code multiple times according to the specific condition. So for any development, we must need for loop for the iteration purpose. Iteration means accessing each element of array one by one. So we can use for loop in four different ways such as for loop, for off loop, for in loop and for each loop. So we will see all these types of loop one by one with practical. For that I am going inside Visual Studio Code. So first we will see for loop. For that I'll create one array with name language and inside that I'll add few language. Angular, React, TypeScript and JavaScript. Okay. So inside ng on init lifecycle hook, I'll write the code for loop. First, we will see normal for loop. So here, let I equals to 0. First is initialization. Second is condition. I is less than language dot length. And last is increment. I plus plus. And inside that, I am going to log the language of I. Okay. So here I'm going to save the changes, comment this for now and go to the browser. I'll open the developer tool. Here you can see line number 16, we have added console. Line number 16, we are getting Angular, React, TypeScript, JavaScript. Spelling mistake. Okay, Angular. So here we are getting the values of array with normal for loop. Now we will see how to get same values with for of loop. So for that, I'll write again for variable lang of language. And inside that, I'll log lang. Save the changes. Line number 21. I'll comment this line number 16. And you can see line number 21. Angular, React, TypeScript, JavaScript. So same value we are getting with for loop as well as for off loop. We can display this with HTML file as well. So here inside li I'll add the star ng for loop and here we will display let lang of language and inside li we will add lang in string interpolation. So save the changes and go to the browser. Here you can see on the browser we are getting same value Angular, React, TypeScript, JavaScript. But we will see with TypeScript file only. So I'll comment this and here we will see third type. Third type of for loop is for in loop. But for this for in loop, we are not going to use language array because for in loop is used to fetch the property of an object. So for that, I'll create one object with name user and inside that I'll add some properties with key value pair name John, age 20, address just India. Okay, and I will add for loop on this object. So here for var user in users and inside this I'll log the user. Okay, so this is not user, this is this dot users. I'll comment the line number 23 and now we will see the output on line number 28. So here you can see name, age and address. So in order to access the property of an object, we need to use for in loop. So with the help of this for in loop, we can access the property of any object. This is the use of for in loop. So last we will see the for each loop. So we can see for each loop with two different types. So first we will see by using normal function and second we will see by using arrow function. And one more thing I wanted to tell you, this for off loop and for in loop is introduced in ES6. So these two are the ES6 features. So now we will see for each loop. So first we will see with normal function. So for that I'll add for each method on language array. So language dot for each, and inside that we need to write the function, and inside function you can see here it will take three parameters. So we will see all these three. So for value I'll add val, index I'll add I, and array I'll add arr. Okay. So here I'll log all three value, index and array. So for value I'll add dollar $val, and for index I'll add dollar $I, and last is array, I'll add dollar $arr. Save the changes and go to the browser. So here you can see first value is Angular, second is React, third is TypeScript, and fourth is JavaScript. Each time you can see the value and index is changing 0, 1, 2, 3, but the array is same because this value and index is coming from this array. It means these three parameters, value, index and array. So value means the first value, and the index means for every array index starts from 0. So that is why for this Angular value index is 0, for this React index is 1, TypeScript index is 2, and last JavaScript index is 3. But all four times array is same because this value is coming from the same array. So this is the example of forEach loop with normal function. Now we will see forEach loop with arrow function. This dot language dot forEach, and inside that we need to write the arrow function. This is the symbol of arrow function, and here I log the response. So you can see line number 37, we are getting same output like Angular, React, TypeScript, JavaScript. So this is how we can iterate the array with all these four types of for loop. So whenever we need to iterate the values from array, then we should use for loop, for off loop and for each loop. But if we need to access the properties of an object, then we should use for in loop. Okay, I'll repeat. The definition of for loop is the for loop statement defines a code block that is executed as long as condition is true. And this second for off loop iterates over the values of an array. And this for in loop iterates over the properties of an object. And last, this for each method calls a function for each element in an array. And one more thing, this for each method is not executed for empty element. So hope you like this video. If you learn anything from this video, then please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.